let's talk about 0, 0, 5, 100 project. I'm fascinated by it. I read the research fully, and I will put it in the notes on YouTube. Tell us more about that project. It was incredible, and I'm doing something similar.
Oh, you'll have to tell
an
us
experiment
about that
on myself, and I will publish it. I will send you a copy of once I've finished typing everything up. But that's for later. Tell us about that project.
Fantastic. Well, the 0, 5, 100 came about really because of the frustration of trying to say, well, low carbohydrate is a great option for type 1s and effectively being ignored by my colleagues in that sense. And most of the arguments were around diabetic ketoacidosis and the fact that you need sugar for energy, and the fact that if you're taking insulin, you have to have carbohydrates. And I knew none of those things were true. So I thought, well, how can I actually show that? And it came about sort of between Christmas and the New Year 2 years ago. And I just thought, we need to burn about 25,000 calories because that is our fat store. Our fat stores triple that. And we often say that now in meetings, oh, you've got 50,000, 100,000 calories of fat. So I thought, well, let's just prove it. So I thought, well, let's burn 25,000 calories of fat, which is a reasonable number of calories. And let's do it over 5 days. So we've fasted for 5 days. And that would enable us to be in absolute ketosis. I mean, there'd be no argument whether we're in ketosis or not. And let's do it without any food at all, without any sugar, unless we have to rescue a hypo, just to show that if you take insulin, and we all, the two people who with type 1 diabetes who are on this 5-day trip, we managed to take insulin without needing carbohydrates. So all of the 3 main areas where clinicians had concerns were covered in one study. So we set off last year, about a year ago in 2020, and we went along the Kennet and Avon Canal, which is flat, of course, an easy track. And there are 8 people, and we all completed it very easily, and we had no hunger issues. Our mood was great all the way through because we're on ketone bodies, and ketones are very good for neuronal health and they're good brain food. I needed 78 calories of carbohydrates, which is about about 6 or 8 glucose tablets throughout the whole 5 days, just to rescue a couple of minor hypos. We were all in ketosis, but the people with type 1 diabetes had no different profile of ketones compared with those who did not have diabetes. None of us went into diabetic ketoacidosis. The two of us, the type 1s, had really flat normal glucose traces. So I felt that we covered all of those concerns in one go. So that's now been published in a medical journal, it's been peer reviewed. It's getting a lot of attention, but looking at the profile of people who are reading it, it's mostly people with type 1 themselves. And only about 10% of clinicians are reading it at the moment, even though it's in a clinical journal. It's a little bit disappointing in that sense, but I hope it will pick up over the months.
I'll have to put more effort into spreading it, I think. And I promise you, I will. Every type 1 should read it, definitely, and every family member of type 1 diabetic should eat it.